Hey everyone, it's Sevy and welcome to Sevy Talks. Thank you for tuning in. If you're new around here, let me tell you a little bit about this podcast that I am starting. So first of all, you may know me as a Genshin guide maker or the girl Genshin guide maker. I started my content creation in the Genshin space with my YouTube and Twitch channel. On my YouTube, I posted a lot of guide videos and I still do post a lot of guide videos, but now I'm doing both Genshin Impact and Star Rail content. So I started my channels back in 2021. They are 2 years old now. And I have spent all that time providing guide info, meta info, build info, gameplay info for players of Genshin Impact. And that is really what my content is usually about. It's about meta, it's about optimizing your builds, it's about making the best builds out of what players have. And I have loved the amazing years of helping players build the best characters that they can, or helping players tackle content in Genshin Impact, especially Spiral Abyss. Spiral Abyss, as you know, it's a big source of frustration for a lot of players. So to be able to help players with that is a really great thing that I'm proud to be able to accomplish so far. Now, I wanted to start a podcast because I've been looking for ways to talk about different parts of Genshin Impact aside from just the meta, aside from just the builds, in such a way that's a little bit less unfiltered, because when it comes to my guide videos, I do usually script them, lay out all the info, but I want to be a little bit more unfiltered. On the other hand, I also want it to be permanent because, for example, I do talk about other Genshin aspects over on my streams where it's very casual. My chat is very active and creative and funny when it comes to whatever the heck we discuss about Genshin over there. But streams are very real time. They don't often make it to my YouTube channel where people can just watch it on demand or watch supercuts of it, mostly because I've been dedicated my time to guide videos. So I wanted something unfiltered, I wanted something permanent, and I wanted something flexible, where I can collab with people, talk about other topics. And I realized, hey, you know what? Podcasts kind of accomplish that. Well, I'm making this podcast because I want to be able to engage with Genshin content in a different way, a more casual way, a more chatty way, a more comfy way. I guess a more podcast way, basically. Here, I want to share different perspectives, opinions that I typically wouldn't focus on because, maybe I have an opinion on the story, an opinion on the lore. Maybe I want to bring in someone who has an opinion on the exploration and gameplay aspects of Genshin Impact that I don't usually get to cover in my guides. And yeah, that's a big part of why I'm interested in starting this out. With that said, the plans that I do have for the podcast, or what I do want to do with it, is a lot of that. So, first of all, I'm starting this as a solo podcast. I am the main host of it, I'm the main creator of it. Of course, I do want to bring in guests. I'm very much looking forward to bringing in guests like creators. Hopefully, I get the chance to talk to VAs in the Genshin community, and different kinds of players, essentially, those who have their perspectives and opinions and stories to tell when it comes to Genshin Impact, because I'm sure there is an endless amount of those out there to be discovered. I also want to talk about topics relating to Sumeru and Fontaine. I'm starting this podcast at around the time that Genshin version 3.8 is coming out, and Sumeru is wrapping up, and we have actually just gotten our teaser for Fontaine. So it's going to be an interesting transition. I feel like there's a lot to tap into the Sumeru part of Genshin Impact because Sumeru, to me, it was like such a big improvement in storytelling, exploration, and I kind of want to talk about that. But of course, we cannot ignore the upcoming Fontaine, which is hopefully going to be as game changing as Sumeru was. I am, of course, going to talk about or bring up like ongoing events. I'm going to have an ear to the ground when it comes to Genshin community topics. I might also bring up adjacent topics like other Hoyoverse titles. I do currently make Honkai Star Rail content as well, so I might talk about that a little bit. Maybe I'll have someone on who wants to talk about Honkai Impact Third a little bit, and then see their relationship to Genshin and things like that. I'm not ruling out the possibility that I might have episodes that just aren't related to Genshin. Like maybe I decide, you know what, today's a good day to talk about content creation as a career, or to talk about my educational background, or to talk about some other things. We're gonna start a lot with Genshin Impact content, and then depending on the feedback, we'll probably adjust it a little bit. Anyway, I'm just looking for a fun, comfortable, dynamic approach to things. Yeah, that's pretty much the intention behind creating this podcast or starting this podcast, and I hope you're along for the ride. I have this both on YouTube and Spotify, so there you go. Aside from that, if you haven't already, please do check out my YouTube channel, Sevy Plays, and my Twitch channel, Sevy_Plays. I'm also on Twitter and Instagram at Sevy Plays if you want to follow me for updates and things like that. Anyway, thank you for joining me on this intro episode for Sevy Talks. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'm going to see you soon. Take care.